Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about the huge heavy attack buff and a stealth nerf to the Maelstrom weapon. You can read the whole patch notes here. I will put the link in the description. This is week 4, version 8.1.3. There has been quite a bit of changes. They changed how light and heavy attack scale again and so on. But basically these are the two things that stood out most to me. So, Empower. This buff now increases your damage against monsters with heavy attacks by 80% rather than your damage done with light and heavy attacks by 1800. Obviously, they also noticed that I also showcased this in one of my tests here, that like light attacks still dealt a buttload of damage because Empower buff was so strong, because they changed how it worked in the first week, and now they noticed, oh crap, I guess we have to rework it again. So they just completely removed the light attack damage, and now it just buffs heavy attacks by an insane 80%. This is good for heavy attack builds, but it's not very balanced, and also very important against monsters. So this won't work in PvP anymore. So it kind of blows that, well, all skills that used or that had the Empower buff are now worse, because in most cases you only use a lot of the skills because they also provided Empower, but for most builds this is now useless. So it kind of killed build diversity a little bit, or at least some skills are not as viable anymore as before. But yeah. Some players have already come up with hilarious builds, because it's never good to have these high percentage modifiers. I found like on the forum somebody posted this here, where heavy attacks from restoration stuff actually dealt 142k damage, right? And in total, like these two together, like 200k. It's just insane. And this is a restoration stuff. It's not even a lightning or a fire stuff. It looks like they nerfed the others but forgot restoration stuff. So this most likely deals the most damage now. So it's super weird. I'm not really sure if this will stay. One more thing. Oaken Soul also changed. So this now gives you permanent Empower, minus Slayer, minor Ages as well. So it looks like, because there has been a lot of drama with accessibility options, and to me it feels like they threw in the towel. It's like, okay guys, whatever, let's give Oaken Soul Empower, so this is now your accessibility option. 1 bar heavy attack builds. That's it. That's what you get, basically. So yeah. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this. Second, Maelstrom Staff stealth nerf, because this wasn't mentioned in the patch notes. At least I couldn't find it. And crushing wall, yeah. This, let's say they're mentioning it here, but it looks like they weren't really done changing it. So what happened? Basically, this here is on the live server. Your light and heavy attacks deal an additional 1353 damage to enemies in your wall of elements. And now on the test server, increases the damage wall of element deals by 1087. So here, basically every light and heavy attack got boosted, and this kind of reads as the whole duration of the wall of elements gets an extra 1087. However, I'm pretty sure this is meant to say that every tick of the wall of elements actually gets 1087 extra damage. Still a nerf though, because light and heavy attacks scale way better with this version, obviously, rather than only that skill. But we will have to see, and like this has to be tested first. And it looks like we can't even really test it, because it's not even fully implemented yet. Yeah. This patch on the test server has been very weird because they have gone up and down, like, or back and forth on so much stuff. Like, it's just super weird. We will see if this actually makes it a live server. I also wrote an article on alcasthq about this. If you want to check it out, link in description. If you want to check out all the other things, it's just best to read the patch notes. I'm not going to go through all of this because honestly, they're probably going to change a lot of stuff again next week maybe. I think next week is the last time they can change things and then it will go live. It's going to be interesting. About the heavy attack change, maybe one more thing. Like, light attack builds are likely still dealing more damage than heavy attack builds, but heavy attacks getting that 80% buff definitely made them stronger again. And I guess Sauce is not wrong in terms of accessibility. The Oaken Soul Ring 1 bar heavy attack builds are fairly slow builds, so you could kind of say they're way more accessible to the general player base compared to fast-paced light attack setups. My main issue with this is mostly that they kinda wrecked some of the skills that were used, because like they dealt damage and they gave empower, which also boosted light attacks, and now I don't really see a use for these anymore. So we will have to see if they will buff these skills to make up for it a little bit, or if they will just leave it and call it a day. But yeah, that's it for this. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.